Driving down the cane up in your Beamer, can't be mad at you. Top floor of your high rise, I could.
Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Aimlesss Encounters. I am here with Rook. So before we get started with the interview, tell everybody where it is that they can reach you.
You can follow me on Instagram, ROOKMUVS. That's Rip Moves. SoundCloud, same thing. Twitter, same thing.
So let's get started. What influenced you to pursue music?
Really, my interest developed during a time where I was experiencing just a wide variety of things. There was a lot going on at home, and I just needed a way for me to express myself. And around that time, when I was 17, I listened to a lot of Odd Future, or specifically Tyler the Creator. And I don't sound like him, but the way that he channeled his emotion on his first album, it just kind of inspired me to do the same thing. But who got me into rap was Nas. I always loved Nas. He just kind of put things into perspective for me. Odd Future got the ball rolling for me.
Okay. So since you say that you don't sound like them, who is it you could compare yourself to? Or who do people usually tell you sound like after they hear your music?
You know, I really can't tell you because I've always gotten different answers, and I would hate to go down that list. So I really don't sound like anyone. I'm a really versatile artist, as I try to be. I try not to confine myself to even one genre. I do R&B songs, and then I'll rap on some real shit. So, I really try to stay diverse, and I don't want to compare myself to anybody.
So when you came out and started promoting yourself as a rapper, what were some of the reactions that you got from people?
I didn't really make a big splash when I promoted myself for the first time. When I made a debut, I didn't make a big splash. That's because my social media wasn't really popping at the time. So,
But friends and family?
Friends and family, my close friends always knew that I rapped, and it was kind of something I kept under the table. And everyone used to gas me up and tell me I was dope, but I didn't really see it for myself. So when I made that debut, that was the time in which I really started to see my own potential. But I didn't make a big splash. Now I'm starting to make a splash as I put more of my music out, but initially I didn't get a big reaction. I didn't expect to.
What was the name of the first song that you started showing people?
The first song that I put out, for the public, was actually, it's on my SoundCloud. It's called Revelations.
For real? I didn't know that was the first song
That was the first song that I put out. And Revelations, it's not a good display of my current ability to make music. Revelations was a staple for me because that was me putting this stamp saying that I want to do this. I want to make music for people. I want to make music for myself.
From listening to your music, a lot of your titles and metaphors and even your name are all I feel very metaphorical, and also a lot of them have to do with mythology and history. For example, Chalice, and you had Phoenix, and you have all of these things that kind of sound different than what other people would get their inspirations from. Can you explain how that ends up happening?
When I write music, I don't try to make it. I want people to understand it, and I want people to get the message behind it, but I also want you to run my shit back a couple times. You feel
and try
me?
to think about it?
Yeah, I want people to think when they listen to my music. So with Phoenix, that whole song was about kind of burning away your old self to be born again and be something better than what you were before. Now, if you listen to the song, on the first couple tries, you may not see that whole picture, but if you really try to break down the entire song, eventually that might come across your mind. It'll hit you at some point in time. And with Chalice, while I did reference to Chalice, Chalice to me means having a juice. You got the chalice, you got the juice. So I'm just sipping on my juice. I got the juice in.
A lot of people aren't aware that you are a Miami rapper. And I know that you have this whole theme about being in the Magic City. You use that phrase a lot. Being a Miami rapper, how have you felt that has influenced the way that you make music, because the hip-hop industry in Miami isn't as big as it is in other places.
The only way being in Miami has affected the way I make music is the stories that I put into it. As for the sound, I know that I don't sound like a majority of the niggas here, and I try not to. Or not that I try not to, but that's just not my sound. So it's not what I produce. That's just, whatever sound that you hear coming from me is something that's just kind of deep rooted into me. Sometimes I don't even know where I be coming up with the shit that I'm coming up with. But I just know it comes from the heart. So it's me.
So much for watching. Remember to be aimless, stay beautiful, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all next week.
We got hella bitches in Miami, ayy. We got hella beaches in Miami, ayy. We got hella sunshine in Miami, ayy. Chalice full of hand.